The other day at Black Bar, a trio of drunk guys in sombreros came in and tried to take the mic from the comic that was on stage, and when that didn't work, pulled down their pants. And that was a pretty cool thing to see. I mean, it was bananas, and I was amazed at how well the comic on stage handled it. I was so impressed. And there was lots of great comics on stage last night. It was something to see, and it just reminds me just how much talent there is. I'm getting off topic though. That's not really what I wanted to talk about, even though I just learned so much from watching them. What I wanted to talk about is just how much I love open mics. And for most people, they seem like the worst possible shows. The crowds are the worst, the lighting's bad, the setup's bad. And yet to me, they're the most fun. Because just anything can happen. And often you will have a lot of comics there, so there's a lot to watch, a lot to laugh. You see people bomb, you see people discover their voice. It's just, I don't know, I can't describe it enough. Maybe I shouldn't be bothered trying, but it's just neat. I started going back a few weeks ago. My friend brought me to watch. I think he wanted to snap me out of my funk out of Dorothy's passing, and it really worked. Just seeing these people on stage just reminded me of, the people I started with. And it's just seeing some of them make the same mistakes and do the same things, but I don't mean that in a critical way. I mean in a sort of joy that just seeing people rediscover what we saw. I mean, there's bittersweet moments too, because sometimes I'll see something that reminds me of a comic that's passed away or something, like Heggie or James Kerr or even Dawn Dumont. I mean, Dawn was my best friend in comedy, and hopefully I'll have some stories about her, but I don't know. Right now she's missing, and it's not optimistic, but one thing can't take away is those moments with Dawn. At this bar when it was closing time, I remember Dawn telling me once, "Have you ever noticed how the two most damaged people in a bar always find each other?" And that made me laugh so hard. Or one time when the comedian I won't name, we did a show in Fort McMurray, and she and I were opening, and the guy got a speeding ticket going there and a speeding ticket going back. 2 speeding tickets, but also from the same cop. And, he was mad. And Don and I are just sitting in the back, just like frightened children with a angry father. I'm probably not doing these stories justice. Not a great storyteller I am, but they are lovely memories. I remember Iwanek telling me once, Andrew Iwanek, at this terrible show, I was just so disappointed. He was like, "Hey man, we've all been on good shows and we don't even remember them, but there's something about being part of these ones, something really terrible that those are the ones you remember." And I think he was right about that. So I feel a bit goofy saying this because I don't want to sound like I'm some genius or some wise old sage, but if there's any new comics listening to this, or people who want to try comedy, I encourage you to go to open mics. And if you're a comic who does open mics, I hope you'll treasure them, because often those are the things that later on that you most remember, and at least for me, they're the source of my happiest times in comedy.